If you didn't know that Just Dance has lore now, then congratulations, I'm about to change your whole life. My name is Avery, and as someone that's been playing Just Dance since the first game came out, you can imagine my surprise when I found out that Just Dance 2023 has a story mode now, including characters that span all the way from the beginning of the series. And yes, Rasputin is involved. There are so many lore deep dives that I really want to make, but I wanted to start with the standout map from Just Dance 2023, which is Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I post a ton of Just Dance gameplays, and as you can see, I am an unbeatable dance opponent. Before we start, you need some context, otherwise the entire lore of Telephone won't make sense. Night Swan, who is the coach for Witch by Apache featuring Alina Pash, is the main villain of Just Dance 2023. We meet her at the very end of Can't Stop the Feeling when she kidnaps past Just Dance coaches and sweeps them away to her tower, where she turns them into bird-like minions to serve in her army. And serve they did. So by this point, we know that the Night Swan is here to cause a lot of problems. And serve. Now that we know about Night Swan, we can talk about Telephone. The map for Telephone is greatly inspired by the Telephone music video where Beyonce bails Gaga out of prison. It also includes a simplified version of the official choreo in the chorus and inspired versions of the costumes. We start the map seeing the Telephone logo that slowly transitions into the top of the main coach's hat, which, oh my god, incredible intro. That camera work could not have been easy. The main coach, whose name is Louise Dials, is dancing with 4 other unplayable dancers. But 2 of them have an important story that we'll get to a little bit later. I also want to point out that Louise has a prison number 111709, which I will also get into a little bit later. Every dancer starts off in a lineup, and slowly the camera pans back behind the one-way mirror to reveal a hand with long claws tapping on the window. Who does this hand belong to? That's right, Rasputin. Rasputin, drop your nail tech now! The claws belong to who else but Night Swan, who owns the prison. Later on in the map, there's a symbol above a door that looks very similar to her headpiece, but not quite exactly the same. After the intro, we transition to Louise's second outfit, which is a watered-down version of her beginning outfit. This is reminiscent of the music video for Telephone, where Gaga arrives in prison with her incredible outfit, and then it's all promptly taken off in a jail cell by the guards. In this shot, Louise is what looks to be in a padded cell alone, and afterwards we transition into the hallway of the jail with the other dancers, passing other cells along the way. This is where the simplified version of the choreo kicks in, which I like to call the let's make a sandwich. We move on to a different shot of the dancers completely wrapped in telephone cord, dancing in a main area of the prison. In the background, you can see other cells filled with other dancers, which we'll meet in just a second. I want to point out how difficult it must have been to do this part of the map, because it looks like their telephone cord is like sewn into their costumes. And not only that, but they're attached entirely and have to move around, lift the cord, lower it. Like, the technicality of this dance is amazing, and I cannot imagine the amount of work that went into making it, and it really paid off. So when we get to the refrain of the song, we zoom into one of the cells to see the coach for Born This Way from Just Dance 2016, which then swipes to another cell containing Bad Romance from 2015, which then swipes to another cell containing John Wayne from 2018. Which then swipes to another cell containing Judas from 2022. At this point, we can gather that all the classic Lady Gaga coaches have been taken by the Night Swan, which, of course, they have. Just Dance is named after one of Gaga's most iconic songs, and Night Swan is an iconic villain who is serving. If Night Swan wanted to make a major addition to her army, she would do it by going after the major coaches. Makes sense to me. One more note on the cells. I kind of wanted to see if the color of the cells mattered at all or was significant in any way, and it's not. I think they just picked colors from the coaches' outfits to make it blend and look better, so. You can tell I really analyzed this thing. So we get to Beyonce's verse of the song and we meet her. This is the coach for Just Dance by Lady Gaga from Just Dance 2014, which is the first Lady Gaga song to appear in the entire series alongside Applause. And after talking to the Just Dance team, I've learned that her name is Icona Shard. Excellent name choice, fits her very well. This coach is lip syncing to Beyonce's verse into a telephone, and I have to say, she is giving the most passionate performance. If someone yelled at me like this, I would start crying. Now, as for who Icona is yelling at in the phone, I have some information on that. but we'll talk about it a little bit later. So Ikana is pissed, she throws the phone, and she starts banging her hands onto the screen. We start to see cracks, and voila, she's broken everyone out of prison. It's quite symbolic to me that Ikana is the one to break them all out, because not only was she one of the first Gaga songs to ever appear in the series, but the whole series is named after her. I almost get this protective big sister vibe from Ikana, like there's no way she would let all of her besties get thrown into prison and processed into these weird little bird creatures that serve. Our coaches are now outside of the prison, and I don't recognize this building from anything. Maybe it's the dumpster parking lot behind Night Swan's tower, I don't know. But I do see a truck in the background that looks just like the truck from the music video called I can't say it because I want to monetize this video, so we'll just call it the kitty wagon. It's close enough. It's not exactly the same. The kitty wagon in the music video is yellow with red flames, and this truck is red with yellow flames, but I do think it's a nice touch. We also see some vandalism on the prison, which insinuates that the coaches had a little bit of fun before they broke out. Louise is back in her original outfit, and as everyone starts to dance, we start to see other coaches slide in from the side with their own names and prison numbers. And now I'm ready to talk about the prison numbers. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that the prison number on Louise signifies something, so here is your answer. For Adam Eve, their number is 10/20/15, which is the release date for Just Dance 2016, the game that they first appeared in. For Aroha, her number is 01/21/21, which signifies the date that she was released into Just Dance Unlimited for the map Stupid Love. Do you see where I'm going with this? And for Louise Dial's date, we have 11/17/09, which is the release date for the very first Just Dance game. There are two interesting dates here. So all of the coaches have a prison number that signifies their release date of their original map, except for two of them. Indra, the coach for Rain on Me, has the date 12/31/20, which is not the date of her original release, but the date of her release in Just Dance Unlimited for China. And Claire Obscure, the coach for Bad Romance, has the date 01/21/21, which is an incorrect date. I was told by the Just Dance team that her date is incorrect because she caused a lot of problems for the prison administration and they messed it up. Do I want to believe the Just Dance team? Yes. Do I think they just messed up the dates in filming? As the dance continues into the chorus, we're greeted with probably the most legendary part of the song, all of the coaches coming together to dance. I need you to know that when I saw this part for the first time, I had tears welling in my eyes. This was the moment I was like, oh, this is the best Just Dance map they've ever made. Like, I have no idea how they're gonna top this map, ever. In the later part of the chorus, we get some more official choreo, and we start to see some telephone boxes in the background of the map. No idea what correlation these telephone boxes could possibly have with the song. After the post-chorus, we start to see more Lady Gaga coaches. We have the coach for Rain on Me from JD22, the coach for Stupid Love from JD21, the coach for Applause from JD14, and we end with Louise Dials from Just Dance 2023. Why am I crying? The coaches come together to dance one more time before they all presumably walk off into the sunset, into better lives, hopefully far away from the Night Swan and her army. That is serving. There is another piece of backstory that I wanted to talk about a little bit, and that is the story with some of the background dancers. Two of the dancers appear in the alternate map for Telephone, which is a seated dance. I will give you 3 seconds to guess what their names are. That's right, it's Bonnie and Clyde. I kind of wonder why they hadn't gone with Thelma and Louise, but I'll take Bonnie and Clyde. I think it's cute. Hi, editing Avery here. I just realized that they didn't name them Thelma and Louise because the main coach's name is literally Louise. So, now I feel like there's a Thelma somewhere in the Just Dance universe. The conspiracy goes deeper. Their map has them dancing in the back of a truck with the license plate busy as they're on the run from the cops, or whatever the authorities are called in the Just Dance universe. You can also see a box full of dynamite in the back of the truck, which makes sense because this song is the bomb. By the end of the map, they're confronted by the authorities and they put their hands up and laugh. It's not clear if they got caught again or not. Maybe this is the backstory to how they got caught in the first place and sent to prison. But either way, they don't look too worried about being caught. I think they're gonna be just fine. And there's one last piece of backstory that I really wanted to touch on, which is Who is Icona yelling at over the phone? I am nothing if not incredibly nosy and interested in Just Dance lore, so I reached out to the Just Dance team about this, and I got an answer. I was told, and I quote, "The coach comes from another song of Lady Gaga, or maybe the coach appears in the stained glass windows from the song Just Dance. Up to you to guess." Now, before you pull up the gameplay on YouTube, you don't have to. I already did the digging. As I was watching it, I was like, Just Dance and Applause were the only two Gaga songs in the entire series at the time. Who could possibly be doing this if Applause is already in the map? And then I remembered, Applause has a costume change. This is where my conspiracy brain goes completely off the rails. Does this mean that when a coach changes costumes, it's now an entirely different person? Does this mean that the coaches for Applause are twins? Is it not even a coach from a Gaga song and the Just Dance team are just lying to me? It wouldn't be the first time. They did say that the person on the other end of the line is either another Gaga coach or a coach from the stained glass windows, so it's possible that only one of those is true. Anyways, I am leaving you that information to ponder. Telephone, in my opinion, is the pinnacle of map creation in Just Dance. It's a true testament to how far they've come since the first game in the series, and the amount of hard work they put into the dancing, the costumes, the choreography, the environment, and every other cog in the machine is so clear. But I have to say the most standout element from this map are the coaches. The way they humanize the characters not only creates the feeling of a bond between the coaches in the map, but a bond between us and the coaches themselves. When we see our favorite characters go through struggle and overcome it, there's almost a sense of pride we feel for them. This is something I think Just Dance really nailed this year. The dancers are no longer these faceless dancing robots, but they're characters with emotions and connections and memories. If dance form is an art, then what would it be without all of those things? Whenever someone mentions the name Just Dance, I will always think of Telephone and the way that it's served. Thank you so much for watching this video. I spent so much time analyzing the map, so I hope you liked it. Also, thank you to the Just Dance content team who let me pester them with my lore questions. I actually had the opportunity to sit down with the lore guardian and do an interview, so that video is hopefully coming out soon. It's a little long, so it's taken some time. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and please let me know in the comments if I missed anything, if I got anything wrong, if you have any theories. I actually have a video of me dancing to Telephone if you'd like to go see that. I also post dance videos on TikTok, and I stream Just Dance on Twitch a few days a week if you want to come hang out and request some songs. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to serve. Bye!